Anyone remember MySpace? Well, then this episode will show you a perfect example of what good came out of MySpace. Stick around. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Off the Charts, episode 386. My name is Dan, and I shall be your host once again. So, cheers to you all. Before we start off, if you do like this type of content, please like and subscribe. Tell your friends. Hit the little thumbs up and little bell to be notified when I publish new content like this. So at the beginning, I said, anybody remember MySpace? And right now, it's basically a joke, MySpace. But there was a time when it was actually a gold mine for discovering new bands. And this one here, we're going to go watch here or not listen to. Actually, you know what? I'll put a video at the end of this episode regarding this band. So I'm talking about Miss Crazy. Now, again, I was new on MySpace, and I forget how I discovered them, but that's not important because I did discover them. So the brainchild behind Miss Crazy is Ronnie Borchert, aka Marcus Allen Christopher. Is that? Yeah, Marcus Christopher Allen. My apologies. Which was, I guess, his alter ego while he was in Miss Crazy, because they're all wearing makeup, a la Kiss and Motley Crue and whatnot there. So, but before we start off, I just want to give a little notice here for what's coming here on the channel in the upcoming weeks. My dad, like I said, for those of you who follow the channel, you know, my dad's in the hospital, so he will be back home on Tuesday. Okay, so that would be tomorrow when you're watching this episode. So, I mean, all the episodes this week are going to be already recorded, but I'm just saying, going forward with this new situation where my dad's out of the hospital, the scheduling may not be the same. You know, I got an episode on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Maybe some episodes will be missed. I don't know yet. I'm just letting you know that this is the situation here right now. So maybe everything will be okay. Maybe there'll be a challenge here and there. But, you know, right now the point is to continue making all the episodes, continuing with the schedule. But if in case there's a snag, that's the reason why. Now, back to Miss Crazy. So we're going to go through the discography here of Miss Crazy. And, well, here, I'll show you all these albums, by the way, I have them on CD. Not all of them, and I'll explain why there. But there's more to it than just Miss Crazy, so stick around. There's actually a good relation to some older hair metal bands that we all know and love. So their first album, just entitled Miss Crazy, from 2006. So I bought this off of their MySpace. So see, it's signed by the band. I remember, actually, I had 2 copies of this album here. So just Miss Crazy, and here's a picture of the band, how they look like. Yeah, so this is their first one from 2006, and it was also reissued. Now, this is not the problem, but where it gets confusing, and they reissue a lot of their stuff, which gets confusing after a while when you want to know what album is what. So this is their first one, but it was also reissued as Can't Get Enough, and I'll put the picture right here. That was actually released or reissued in 2007 with some extra tracks, which also one of those extra tracks is Can't Get Enough, which is a effing great song. So this is basically I mean, they look like Kiss. Do they sound like Kiss? Not really. So this is musically Kiss with a voice like Cinderella or Britney Fox or even AC/DC to a point there. That type of vocals, a forced vocal there. But I find that the more out the albums go, the better he controls his voice. So this is the first one. And I'll always remember. So later on, when I started getting a whole bunch of other CDs, I bought some CDs off of Ronnie Borchard, and he's like, "Oh, do you have Can't Get Enough?" And I showed him this picture. And he goes, "Oh, you're old school. You got the version, the original release of this album." So this is from 2006. Sorry, Miss Crazy self-titled, which was also reissued later on as Can't Get Enough from 2007. And yeah, it's with the makeup, they had their identities secret. And I was like such a fan that I even got this in the mail. So this was their first bass player, which was Kim Racer. And she was pretty sexy, like I'll say that there. But and also this band, I believe the whole band is from LA, but she, again, I remember talking with her on MySpace at the time, and she said, "Oh my God, somebody actually from my neighborhood." She's actually from Nepean, or which is a region inside of Ottawa. So yeah, she's from here. So Kim Racer, a bass player for album number one. So they were pretty much riding high, like you saw that they were touring heavily in the States and doing festivals because there's a nice picture. I forget where I saw that picture, but they're like you could see the point of view from the drum set in front of a big festival crowd. So I was actually, I was telling everybody, this Miss Crazy band is awesome, blah blah blah. Then Kim Racer, the bass player, left, and I don't know the reasons why. I haven't asked. I don't want to start rumors. But it was I was like, oh, like I was actually pretty bummed learning that. And there have been a lot of musicians in this band, so much that I can't even, keep track of who was playing on what album. So then came out Miss Crazy 2. So here's the lineup right here. So that's not Kim Racer. That's another new female bass player. Here we go. Signed again by Marcus Christopher Allen or Ronnie Borchard. I knew the name Ronnie Borchard at the time because he was in charge of the mail orders for the band here. Here we go. Brandy Lee was the bass player for album number 2. There you go, right there. And there's your main guy right here. And there you go. That's the... So, yeah, the album is good. Would I say it's as good as the first one? Probably about equal, I would say. I love this album. But it's all... This feels like every song is... Again, I don't want to start any rumors. I'm not starting this rumor. This was actually in social media, or what social media was at the time, where I guess Marcus Christopher Allen and Kim Racer were an item. I don't know if that's true. Again, don't care. But then she's part of, there's another new bass player. But the song titles are like Living Without You, Don't Walk Away, How Long Now, When It's Over, Make You Mine, like left me here to die, can't sleep. I'm like, this almost feels like a confession to album to someone, but still a great album here. So that's album number 2. Where did I put number 1? I put it. All right, I lost. Oh, there it is. So yeah, that's album number 2. So that's from 2008. Again, if you're curious about the band, they sound like, basically hard rock. They were, again, another breath of fresh air. like first you had, to me, you had The Darkness, that was about 2003 or 4 ish, about, and then Miss Crazy about 2006. I'm like, okay, cool, the hard rock is actually coming back here. But then, so I don't have this on CD, but I'll put the picture right here. So from 2009, I only have this digitally, which is just called Marcus Christopher Allen, and you've got the Miss Crazy logo on it. I'm Wherever I look, and there's not much regarding this band online, by the way, like really not a lot here. So I'm going a lot of this from memory. Um, but yeah, I got that album from 2009, quite good still. I don't have it on physical media, but there are songs that are repeated in another release, which I'll show you later on. But then all of a sudden, like I said, I don't know if it was because I stopped going on MySpace, or I changed from MySpace to Facebook and told MySpace to basically F off there. I hadn't heard anything from the band in a while. I was like, what's going on with Miss Crazy? So the next thing I heard was that there was a covers album. And by the way, this is all done, recorded, distributed by the band itself. Like, this is a one-man project who does this all by himself, I believe, which is Ronnie Borchert. But yeah, so I'll put the picture right here. It's a covers album just called Cover Me, which has actually some pretty decent covers. The thing is it's like that album from, I kept saying there, from Enough Is Enough, Covered in Gold. It's like these cover songs are from different sessions of the band's career. Well, same with this one, where some songs sound great, some sound a lot lower, and the sound output is like this here. Still some good songs, and the best one for me, it would be a cover of Looks That Kill by Motley Crue, but they also add the beginning of Quite Right, Metal Health, Bang Your Head. Then it goes into Looks That Kill, and then it finishes off again with Bang Your Head. So that was actually a pretty original one here. There was a lot of other different covers there, but that's where I was like, okay, I guess they're still around, Miss Crazy. So I was still buying CDs at the time. So, but again, it wasn't available as a CD. And now the covers albums are now basically I think there's now 4. There's 3 other covers albums, and all the songs basically like just intertwine with each other. Like some are on this release, some are on that release, some on all the releases. So I'm okay with the Cover Me. I'm not a big covers album kind of guy anyway, but I got that at the time. Then I guess I was either following them on Facebook. I was no longer on MySpace by the time 2014 came along. So 2014, again, brand new lineup except for Marcus Christopher Allen here, which is this guy right here. So they have here Resurrection Hard Rock from 2014. And wow, this is actually pretty effing good here. You got Fire. She Needs My Love is probably the song I'm going to put at the end, or the video I'm going to put at the end. And I find it's a more uplifting album than their second one, which is basically just a downer song after a downer song there. But in the style of hard rock, this is just great here. So, and again, signed by Marcus Christopher Allen. So this, here we go. Here's a better picture. So here's the band right there. So yeah, these guys, you can see them in the video. I recognize them there. Eric, Allen, Marcus, and Chris. So those are the 4 band members for that one. And I remember actually writing, oh my God, guys are coming back. He had posted something on Facebook. And it's like, yeah, we're back, brand new lineup, brand new everything, and blah blah blah. I'm like, okay, cool. So here we go. Resurrection Hard Rock, another great one right here. Then from 2014, but I got a feeling this one here came out before Resurrection. I remember seeing this. So this is Grip. This is the one where there's a song about Hail Bruce Lee. So here's this here. And the CD again, once again, signed by Marcus. Now, this is where like I was buying this one, and the next CD. And that's when Marcus was asking me, like, okay, do you have Can't Get Enough? I'm like, oh, I have this one. And he's like, oh my God, you're old school. Like, that was our first release there. So yeah, I've been a fan since the beginning. So yeah, Grip from 2014. I believe it's a brand new lineup also. Well, here's a picture. Like, see, there you go. That's the type of crowd there. They were also available through Shell Rock Records. Tear It Down isn't. Yeah, that's the cut. See, this is where I first heard that cover of Def Leppard's Tear It Down was on this one here. And there's also Hell's Bells, but Tear It Down is a much more original choice for a cover here. So this is Grip. And again, two covers on this here, but another great album right here. And again, from 2014, I guess they did 3 albums that year. So we have Inception. So there you go. This is Dan, You Rock, Brother. I know. But anyway, here's Inception from 2014. Kind of look. Oh, there are 5 now. So here's the band right here. They don't have much videos, unfortunately, there. But anyway, I'll put some more videos in the link so you can actually get a taste of what this band sounds like. But here's Miss Crazy Inception from 2014. Now, when I went and ordered those 3 albums, well then the main guy, which is Ronnie Borchert, who is Marcus Christopher Allen, the singer, sent me this for free. So that's who the singer is without makeup right here. So he sent me this album here called Change, free of charge. Well, that was actually very nice of him right here. Again, signed. And there's a few songs that, remember I said that earlier I had that Marcus Christopher Allen album from 2009. Well, I think it's, see this, there's a song here called Beautiful. I don't know the songs by heart. They're like some, and then there's one here called Hey Beautiful. See, like, I'm looking at that, my iTunes, like Tear It Down is also on that Marcus Christopher Allen album with Miss Crazy. So I don't really understand their discography. But anyway, I got this for free from Ronnie himself, Ronnie Borchert. So thank you for that. By the way, if they ever would release their albums on vinyl, like I'll be in line, getting those. I do like those albums a lot there. I just don't have a CD player anymore. And also, because I don't have a CD player anymore, and there's a reason why I'm wearing this shirt here today, where in 2019, I'll put the picture right here, they came out with Make America Crazy Again. That one I just don't have, and again, I kind of stopped buying songs off of iTunes and CDs, so if they ever would release those albums on vinyl, and I know they do vinyl, 3 little dots, more to come on that with another project here. But yeah, they got Make America Crazy Again from 2019. And also right here from 2022, This one, I was actually not even aware this existed until I started researching for this episode. And if you're going to try and research for Miss Crazy, you'll notice that there's really not a lot out there regarding that band. So yeah, there's and of course they do a cover of Clones. I'll assume it's the Alice Cooper Clones. I've never heard it, and again, there's nothing online saying otherwise or saying that you're right, Dan. That is a Alice Cooper cover. But yeah, those are all the Miss Crazy albums. But and of course, there's also three other covers albums which I mentioned. I'm happy with the Cover Me, and I am not a covers album type of guy there. Nothing against their covers there. Some of them are actually pretty effing great there. Some are good there. But again, it's the recording that's all over the place. Now, this is the part where when I said it earlier that all you hair metal, hard rock fans out there, there's a connection that is made with Miss Crazy and the rest of the band. So, after this, in 2015, well, after Inception, okay, there was 5 years in between Inception and Make America Crazy Again. Well, at that time, he was working on this band called Freakshow. Who is on Freakshow? Well, album number one is, here, I'll actually show you there. There's Ronnie Borchert right, no, yeah, that's him right there. Ronnie Borchert right here. But this guy right here, Jeff LaBar from Cinderella. I was like, okay, I guess he knows a lot of people here. Now, this, again, it's been a while since I listened to this one here because the next one is the one that I listened to the most, and here is the back cover right here. Well, yeah, welcome to the Freak Show from 2015. So this is Ronnie Borchert with Jeff LaBar and who are the other two guys? Eric Morrison and Tom Frost on drums. Eric Morrison on guitar and backing vocals. Okay, Marcus Christopher Allen was doing bass. There you go. Okay. So that's album number one of Freak Show. But then it gets even more hair metal or hard rock for the next one here. And this is where I'm saying that, vinyl does exist. So they came out with their second album from Freak Show, So Shall It Be. Who's on this? Well, you've got Ronnie Borchert, Carlos Cavazo from Quiet Riot, Rat, King Cobra, Greg Chasson from Badlands, Stet Howland from Wasp, and I believe 4 by Fate. So here you go. Pretty good album here. Very good, very good. I believe... yeah, this was... yeah, here we go. In memory of Jeff LaBar. My God. I've been recording a lot today, by the way. This album is dedicated to Jeff LaBar, who will always be in our hearts and 100% part of the Freak Show family. So 1963, 2001. So that's why Jeff LaBar is not on this one. This came out in 2023, sorry. 2023. So another great album right here. Yeah, so Freak Show, So Shall It Be. The guy's actually pretty, he's working a lot. Like, I'm actually looking forward to what they're going to come out with next. Is it another Miss Crazy album or another Freak Show album? Who knows? I would literally love for all the Miss Crazy discography to be released on vinyl. I'm definitely there for that. But yeah, that's my episode regarding Miss Crazy and Freak Show. Now, do you know the band Miss Crazy? I felt like I was actually the only one in Canada that actually knew who Miss Crazy was, but I've actually talked to a few friends of mine. I know a guy that, actually the one of the owners from the bar that I go to see some shows. He's actually a big, he knows Miss Crazy. He loves the band. I actually went on Steve from Rockin' and Metal Invasion, his channel a few days ago, and I asked him, do you know Miss Crazy? He goes, yeah, I did hear about them. So, yeah, it's like I said, they're they don't have the distribution that other bands do. This is basically him, Ronnie Borchert, just doing this by himself. I don't know where they record this. I guess he masters it himself or does everything himself. I think, I'm not sure. Again, there is almost nothing regarding this band apart from if you want to buy CDs. There's plenty of links for that. But anyway, if anybody from Miss Crazy or Freak Show is watching this, yeah, hopefully we get those on vinyl. So to end the episode, we're going to be watching that video that I was talking about. So we will be listening to, and it is from the album. Um, what was it called again? There, Resurrection Hard Rock. Yeah, here we go. She Needs My Love. So that's what we're gonna, yeah, listen to that one from Resurrection Hard Rock 2014. We are gonna be listening to the song She Needs My Love. Yeah, She Needs My Love. So on that note, guys, thank you guys for watching. Let me know about Miss Crazy if you guys know or don't know them. But before you do that, go check out the video following this end of this part here. So on that note, see you guys at the next episode. Cheers, and we'll see you guys later. Take care. Bye-bye.